When the bullets hit him, first his arm, then his stomach, it doesn't feel like he always imagined it would. Because, of course, as a black boy growing in this neighborhood, he'd imagined it. He'd thought it would feel hot and sharp like the slice of a knife. Instead, his entire body goes cold, like someone has filled his insides with ice. The blood is a surprise too, not how much. He'd pictured it pooling around him, but how little. A warm, sticky trickle flowing from under his jacket where he fell to the ground. He hears heavy footsteps and voices coming closer, two of them. One is calling for an ambulance. They're talking loud and fast, not to him, but to each other. Check his ID. No, don't touch him. Fuck. And then, where's the gun? Get the gun. One of them says this over and over. There's no gun. He wants to explain, but no words come out of his mouth. He was wearing his headphones, Meek Mill's blasting in his ears, when he thought he heard shouting, felt footsteps pounding in the alley. He turned and instinctively reached for his phone in his pocket to turn off the music. That was stupid. He knew better. No sudden movements. Don't be a threat. Do what they say. His mom had drilled this into him since he was old enough to walk. He didn't even have a chance, though. His mind moved so much slower than the bullets. An image comes to him, his face on the news. He knows exactly which photo his mom will choose. His school picture from last year, 8th grade. She was happy he'd finally smiled in it. He usually tried to keep his mouth closed to hide the gap in his teeth, even though just last week he'd overheard Maya in line behind him in the cafeteria call it cute. He pictures Riley Wilson, the pretty one on Channel 5, with her bright red lips, her voice smooth as melted chocolate. 14-year-old Justin Dwyer was shot tonight by Philadelphia police officers. He looks at his phone on the ground next to him, screen shattered into a spiderweb of cracks. For a split second, he's seized with panic. His mom had made it clear when he lost his last phone that she wouldn't buy him another one. Then it hits him just as suddenly. It doesn't matter. In the backpack lying beside his phone, there's a brand new polo, one he bought with his allowance, $10 a week for good grades and doing the food shopping and making dinner the nights his mom works double shifts. He's scared he's never going to get to wear that shirt. He vibrates with nervous jitters like when time is running out on a test. There are so many things he still may never get to do now. Drive a car, see the ocean, have sex. As he hears the sirens growing louder, he starts to shake uncontrollably. He tries to stop himself from thinking about his mother. He knows what her cries will sound like because he heard them when his dad died 4 years ago. He won't be able to comfort her as he did then, rubbing her back, telling her, it's okay, even though it wasn't, even though he was terrified that he now had to be the man of the house. It's okay, it's okay. He whispers the words to himself because there's no one else to do it. The officers are close, their scuffed boots eye level. Their voices float far away, jumbled with the shrill sirens and the chatter from their radios. One of them kneels near him. Hang on, kid. You're gonna be all right. Please, just hang on. He wants to tell them his name. If they know his name, he'll be less alone. Worse than the pain or even the fear is that he's never felt so alone in his life. A single star is visible in the hazy sky above, like the light in the fish tank in his room. It's something to focus on, something to hold on to until whatever comes next. We Are Not Like Them is a novel co-written by authors and friends Christine Pride and Joe Piazza, who create characters reflective of their own interracial friendship. We Are Not Like Them is the story of kindergarten best friends Jen and Riley and how the deep, lifelong bond they share is tested in the wake of tragedy. Poised to become one of the first black female anchors of the top news channel in their hometown of Philadelphia, Riley Wilson is thrust into the limelight to cover the tragic story of Justin Dwyer, an unarmed black teen who was gunned down in an alley on his way home by white Philadelphia police officer Kevin Murphy. Riley wrestles with what this means for her black community, her ambitions, but most of all her relationship with Jenny, her white best friend and the pregnant wife of Officer Murphy. As Riley covers the career making story, her friendship with Jenny starts to fade as it faces a future of uncertainty. Will their deep rooted friendship prove that the strongest of bonds can transcend even the biggest issues? Or will their friendship crumble under the weight of racism, proving that there are even some things that love cannot survive? Officer Kevin Murphy's letter. Dear Tamara, I don't know if you'll read this letter, and maybe it's selfish or wrong for me to reach out to you, but I had to try. There's nothing I can do to take away your pain, but I want you to know how badly I feel for your loss, how I think about your son every single day, how I will regret what I did for the rest of my life. I have a son now, too. His name is Chase, and he's 6 weeks old today. Becoming a father has changed me, made me a better man. I think about this little person all the time. Do anything I can to keep him safe, to protect him. I'd die for him. And I don't know what I would do if anyone ever took him away from me. I can't make excuses for what happened in those 5 seconds, but I want to own up to what I did. You deserve that. You deserve your son back. I wish I could give that to you, but I can't. One day I will have to tell my own boy what I did. I'll have to tell him so that he understands the power we all have to harm other people, even when we don't mean to. I'll tell him because I want him to be better than me, to do better than me. I became a cop so I could help people, not hurt them, and I fell short. And even though I'll never work as a police officer again, I hope I can still find a way to help people, to do some good. I don't know if you want to hear this. My wife says as a mother this is what she would want to know. I held Justin's hand while we waited for the ambulance. He told me his name and I told him to hang on. He asked for you and I said you were on your way. I don't want you to think that I believe there's anything I can do or say to make this right. There's not, I know that. I don't expect you to forgive me. I only want you to know that I will carry your son's memory and do the best I can with my own life to honor his. Kevin Murphy. In an article for Philadelphia Magazine, Joe states, Christine and I had 3 years of hard conversations. We had 3 years of writing We Are Not Like Them together. And we both realized that it was only by holding space for one another and truly listening that we were able to forge a path forward, both as friends and co writers. The end result is a novel that was actually enriched by the journey to create it. Art imitating life. Though race doesn't apply to our friendship, Christine and Joe's friendship is one that is similar to the friendship I share with my best friend, which was an unexpected connection to the novel that I only discovered after the fact. I too met my best friend when we were already adults and in a professional capacity at first. Though she is covered head to toe in tattoos, piercings, spent her teenage years drinking, doing drugs, and looks like she walked out of the nearest Hot Topic in all her goth glory, while I lived for sports, bright colors, getting my nails done, never got into trouble, and could be found walking out of the nearest TJ Maxx before going home to a girly movie and a glass of wine, we became fast friends. Bonding over not just our shared love of reading and books, the outdoors, deep conversations, 30-second dance parties, good coffee, and 90s hits, but also over the things that made us different. She's been my best friend for 12 years now, and while we will never have to navigate the issue of race within our friendship, We Are Not Like Them has taught me that it is important to always have the difficult conversations. How can we ever expect to grow in life and in our relationships if we don't? I'll leave you with this. I would definitely recommend this book to any and everyone, but I would most certainly recommend it as a reading material in a classroom or teaching capacity. Not only does it look at the issue of racism plaguing our country, but it also looks at the difficulties friendships faced when faced with adversity. It looks at love, loss, communication, and even taking accountability for our mistakes. At the back of the novel, there are even pages upon pages of questions to spark critical thinking in either the classroom or a book club. I hope you enjoyed your choice of novel as much as I enjoyed mine. Good luck to everyone and have a great summer.